the law before Moses and why we need teachers. Because without teachers, you fall up into all manners of false doctrine. Okay? That's what you have to understand. For example, you get people that get so wrapped up and they like to say, oh, wait, so are you saying that you're the only person that the Most High is dealing with? No, that's not the case. That's not it at all. However, the Most High deals with who he deals with when he deals with them. Everybody wasn't chosen to deliver his message. Everybody don't have the same gift. Everybody can't wear the same hat. All right? And we're going to get it real quick. I'm going to hit a few quick precepts on that. And we'll wrap up after that. But real quick, though. Go to Acts chapter 8. Because this be a problem a lot of people have. We got to realize what happened with the with Philip, when the Spirit of the Most High led Philip to talk to the brother from Ethiopia. He was an Israelite from Ethiopia. All right. So Acts chapter 8, start at verse 29.
The book of Acts chapter 8 and verse 29. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to this chariot.
Go ahead.
And Philip ran thither to him, and he heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, understandest thou what thou readest? So
Philip asked him when he said, okay, he's reading the word. He said, do you understand what you're reading? Because that's a problem with a lot of Israelites today. They go through this word, but they don't understand what it is that they're reading. For more reasons than one. Go ahead.
And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me?
Wait, so he just told him, how is it I can understand? Why he say, you know what, I don't understand right now, but the Most High gonna put the Spirit on me to understand it? Why did he say, how can I, unless what?
Except some man should guide me.
Except some man should guide me. So obviously this brother had enough understanding to know that there was a need for a teacher. Why? So they can get a deeper understanding of what it is that he's reading. He can get the proper breakdown of what it is that he is reading. Okay? Go ahead.
And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him.
So he like, yo, I would like for you to come and sit down and break this down for me, Philip. This is what he recognized. Okay? Because the Most High set up teachers in Israel. It's always been like that. He set up these teachers to do what? To instruct his people. Instruct them in righteousness. What's that? The keeping of the law, statutes, and commandments. Because if you left to do this thing by yourself, unfortunately, you just may not cut it. Two better than one. Never fail. One fall, he got somebody to help him up. You by yourself, you individual life, this walk going to be probably 10 times, 100 times more harder. All right? So that was Acts chapter 8, verse 29 through 31. Jump over to Acts chapter 13. Acts chapter 13. Verse 1.
The book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers.
You see that? There were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers. And teachers. The Most High set up teachers. We need teachers. I learned on my own. I do this all by myself. That was Acts 13 and verse 1. All right. Now, go to Jeremiah chapter 3. Jeremiah chapter 3. Again, the Most High sets up these teachers to instruct his people in righteousness. I'm going to show you that. Jeremiah chapter 3. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart.
What did the Most High say?
And I will give you pastors according to my heart.
Go ahead.
Which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
This is why the Most High set up these teachers. I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Oh, I don't follow no camp. I don't follow this. Nigga, you sound like a damn fool. I seen a joker earlier on Facebook, right? The brother say that he don't do camps because he don't follow behind no man. Then later on, you get a brother on one of this brother's posts saying, man, can you give me some words of wisdom? I need some encouragement or guidance. Wait a minute. So you don't follow nobody, but you want somebody to follow you? I'm going to tell you, I learned from the elders that came before me. I would be a fool not to have. Read it again.
And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Why? Because without a proper teacher that has sound doctrine and is giving you proper teaching, what's going to happen? You doomed. Simple. Like the same type of pastor that scattered the flock in Jeremiah 23. You guys got to recognize who is who. You got to try them by the Spirit at the end of the day. All right? Because without that proper guidance, and that's another thing, a lot of people don't want to be held accountable. So they don't want nobody that's there to say, you're not doing this right, or check your spirit, sister, or whatever the case may be. They don't want nobody to have to say that. They want to do everything on their own, so that way only they can tell themselves where they mess up, if they tell themselves that they mess up. That's foolishness. That's the problem right there. They don't want to be held accountable for their actions. Go to Sirach chapter 5. They want to do what they want to do. That's the problem right there. That's exactly what the situation is. They want to do exactly whatever it is that they want to do. And that's it. Sirach chapter 5 verse 2.
The book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiastes, in the Apocrypha, chapter 5 and verse 2. Follow not thine own mind.
Wait. Read that again.
Follow not thine own mind, and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart.
Don't think you got it all figured out. The scriptures say, follow not thine own mind and thy strength. Don't be thinking that you're strong enough to handle this by yourself. Don't think that you're strong enough to go through this walk in this wicked ass world by yourself. You thinking it's in your own mind. You're supposed to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. The words say, follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. Why not? Why would the word tell you not to do that? Jeremiah 17 and 9. Let's find out why the word would say not to follow your own mind and not to walk in the ways of your heart. Let's find out why. Jeremiah 17 verse 9.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things.
This is why I say don't follow after your own heart. Because what?
The heart is deceitful above all things.
You following after your own heart will have you tricked up. You thinking that you know, and only you, without no outside influence or input, you ain't seeking no counsel. Read it again.
The heart is deceitful above all things.
You end up deceiving yourself. Go ahead.
And desperately wicked. Who can know it?
Your heart is your mind is desperately wicked.
Desperate.
Desperately wicked. Okay? We have to submit ourselves to the word of the Most High at the end of the day. Check this out. For example, right? Look around at every aspect of life. Name something in life where that's conducted smoothly and in an orderly fashion where there's not a teacher, a guide, a mentor, or some type of leader that's set up. A coach, an instructor, a supervisor. Name somewhere where these things are non-existent and these entities or organizations can function and flourish smoothly and go over without a hitch. You're not going to find that. Hell, in the classroom when a teacher not there and you got a substitute, the class don't even know how to function. Because that person, that's the real teacher, ain't there. So imagine if there was no teacher or no substitute teacher. Imagine what happened in every job if there's no supervisor, there's no manager. What happened in a household with no parents? It sounds dumb as hell to say you don't need no teacher. I don't do no leadership. That's foolish. I can't believe that this is why we need teachers. Because if not, you end up coming into that type of mind state, that type of way of thinking, and it's completely off and goes against what the Most High has set in place and in order. He said he's going to give you pastors according to his heart. They was going to lead you. They was going to instruct you in righteousness. He didn't say, I was going to let you do your own thing by yourself. That's what's wrong with our people. Too many individuals. Nobody want to be the part of a team. Everybody want to be the ball hog of Israel. I got the truth. I got the rock. That's insanity. We ain't never going to get nowhere as a nation until we come out of that frame of thinking. That mindset right there. Go to 1 Timothy chapter 3. Especially with, you got to think about how much people it's easy for somebody to wrestle with the scriptures. You need somebody that's learned in these scriptures to give you sound guidance and instruction and direction. Otherwise, you subject yourself to misinformation and wrong understandings. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 6.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 3.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, because I think I might want you to start before then.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. First Timothy chapter 3. Actually, go ahead. But if you start from the beginning, you'll be seeing it's talking about a person who desires the office of a bishop. We're talking about a leader, the pastor. Right? Go ahead.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Not a novice.
This person should not be a novice, meaning a rookie. You get a lot of damn people who just started out in the truth day before yesterday, and now they know everything. Cut it out. The knowledge I came into took years of studying. Not just the Bible, but studying comparative religion as a whole. It came from living life. You fresh out of high school and you got all the wisdom. You know how to take care of yourself. It took some bumps, some falls, some bruises, some falling away from the truth for me to be able to sit here and divulge the things that I come and come to know and come to understand. Read it again.
Not a novice.
Lest
being lifted up with pride, he fall into condemnation of the devil.
That's exactly what happened. You get a lot of these people, they be so young in the truth, They may not be young mentally or in age. Spiritually, they can be young. And they get puffed up and full of pride, they fall off. Be their demise, be their downfall, never fail. All right, so go to Psalms chapter 2. To touch base on, because I had a problem with this. Used to have a problem early on in life with authority. So I know that it's a problem that plagues our people. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Don't nobody want nobody tell them what to do. Okay? Let's see what the scriptures have to say about that. Because at the end of the day, to hell with how you feel and trusting in your own mind and in your own strength and following after your own heart. Let's see what the Most High say about this thing. Psalms chapter 2, verse 10.
The book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 10. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed.
Be what?
Be instructed, ye judges of the earth.
Same thing like with a president. They have advisors. Everybody don't have all of the answers. So to think that you don't need anyone to teach you or instruct you or guide you, it's foolish as hell. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Us as the kings, this nation of kings and priests, us as the judges of this earth, like it mentions in 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, us, we have to be instructed. You have to be taught. Go to Sirach 10 and 1. It's only when it comes down to us coming together, don't Negroes want nobody over them telling them what to do. That's what I noticed. You do everything else for the damn white man on every other aspect of your life with a taskmaster or a leader or an instructor over you. But when it comes down to this, oh no. Oh no, no, no. Negroes don't want to submit themselves to that thing. Matter of fact, hold that, what I tell you, Sirach chapter 6? Hold that Sirach chapter 10 and go to Hebrews real quick. Go to Hebrews 13 real quick. Hebrews 13 go to verse 18. I mean, no, 17. (17) 13 verse 17.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 17. Obey them that have rule over you.
You obey them that have rule over you.
And submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls.
And submit yourself to these because they watch for your souls. Like I had to tell the brother out there. He listened to me. Why? Because I watch out for this young man's soul. That's what a good leader would do. A good leader will instruct his people well. As a leader, as an elder, a bishop, deacon, you have been charged with a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very important. It's very critical that you watch after God's people, his flock. You've been charged with a very important and highly classified job. The duty that you have is like no other. People's lives are in your hands. Their salvation. How you instruct these folks. That's what I'm saying. It's only in Israel do people got a problem with that thing. You got people that's a part of congregations and camps that's so disrespectful to their elders. It's pitiful. How the hell are you a part of GOCC and then make a statement like, oh, we got elders? I ain't know that. I could have, yo, I don't care what my doctrine was or what. If I was the elder of GLCC, I'd have been at your front door. Negroes got that same nigga spirit, man. It's disrespectful as hell. I bet you won't tell that damn white man on your job, I know what I'm doing, you ain't got to tell me what to do. You ain't the only person who know how to do this job. I bet they don't say that. I bet they don't tell teachers in these universities, you ain't the only person who can read or count. No, you sit there, you shut your damn mouth, and you get that block of instruction is what happens. And you do it decently and in order, and not in an unruly manner. You don't want to lose, you worried about not losing the scholarship or losing that paycheck, but you ain't worried about your salvation or your soul, though. Get the hell out of here, man. Sirach, what I say, chapter what?
Chapter 10, verse 1.
Yeah, go ahead.
The book of Sirach, chapter 10, and the Apocrypha, verse 1.
Sirach 10 and 1, go ahead.
A wise judge will instruct his people, and the governor
or teach our people. There's a need for teachers. One must be taught the oracles of God again. Sirach chapter 6. I'm telling you, don't nobody tell a coach. Everybody on the damn field play the game better than the coach. We got offensive and defensive coordinators, but you still got a coach. Add the desire to want to be taught. We need to display that same desire. I don't know if you want to. That's the only way you're going to be taught. If you think that you don't need a teacher, then how the hell do you think you're going to be taught? The only way you're going to be taught is if you want to be taught. And if you apply your mind, then shall you be prudent. Go to Job 6 and 20. Hold that Sirach chapter 6, but go to Job. Job chapter 6.
6 and verse 24.
Come on.
Teach me.
What did Job say?
Teach me.
What did it say?
Teach me.
Teach me.
And I will hold my tongue.
And I will shut the hell up. You can't be taught if you got your mouth open. Think about it. In the classroom setting. Let's say you're the only person in class trying to learn something. Let's say that. The person on the side of you talking to the person behind you. The person in front of you talking to the person on the other side of you. How much can you actually learn if everybody around you is talking? Nothing. So just think how much less you can learn if you're the one that got your mouth open. Read it again.
Teach me, and I will hold my tongue.
And
cause me to understand wherein I have erred.
That's the problem. That's why nobody won't teach us. Because nobody wants nobody to tell them and cause them to understand where they have erred. Don't show me where I screwed up. I screwed up. Go back to Sirach chapter 6. Sirach chapter 6. Go to verse 36 now.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 36. And if thou seest a man of understanding.
If you see a man of understanding.
Get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
You should be around that man that you feel have that understanding often. And let your foot what?
Betimes. And let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
And let thy foot wear the steps of his door. Now, It's so much confusion in Israel. Reason being that there's so much confusion is because people have not sought out adequate teachers. I seen a brother, right? One of the brothers who followed this whole lunatic Sabbath, right? And his other brother came and was bringing out something to him. Because these people that follow lunatic Sabbath, they don't know what they want to consider to be new moon. Whether it's full moon or a dark moon. So when the brother brought out something, he was like, oh, you could be right. I'm new at this. But yet you have a whole following that's following you and believing what you say. But you just admit it, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. That's where all the confusion in Israel comes from. That's the problem. Go to Job 34. That's why you need teachers. You need somebody that's learning in these scriptures enough to show you the way that you must walk in. That's why you need a teacher. Otherwise, you left to your own devices like that brother. Job 34:32.
The book of Job, chapter 34 and verse 32. That which I see, not teach thou me. If I have done iniquity, I will do no more.
That which I see not, teach thou me. We have a need for teachers. It's some things you're not going to see. Somebody observes something different from your perspective. What they call it? From the outside looking in. This is why you need somebody else. How you got somebody on the outside looking in if there is nobody else but you by your damn self? That which I see not, teach thou me. If I have done iniquity, I will do no more. That's why don't nobody want to be a part of a congregation. That's why nobody want nobody in their business. Because they don't want nobody to expose their sins. They don't want nobody to uncover their nakedness. Why? Because they're not ready to give up that sin. That which I see not, teach thou me. If I have done iniquity, if I will do no more. That's simple. That sounds like a benefit to me. Like the brother told me, he's like, man, brother, sometimes you say, I swear. I do? My bad, bro. That could be a stumbling block for that man. You know what I'm saying? We should not be swearing no way according to scriptures, but because that man seen that I didn't recognize, and I peeped it, thanks to that brother, I'm not going to do it no more. Otherwise, I would have kept on going and going and going. Like, man, I swear. Oh, I could have sworn this happened. When, according to scriptures, we're not supposed to do that. But that brother pointed that out. That which I see not, teach thou me. If I have done iniquity, I will do no more. That's how it goes. Sirach chapter 12. At the end of the day, how do you know what teachers to follow after? You have to try that spirit. And according to the word, you have to try the spirit by the spirit. Is what they saying. Do that line up with the word of the Most High? If something don't sit right within you, it's off. Go with your gut. What they call the sixth sense, or it's women's intuition, your gut feeling, your whatever you want to call it. Trust yourself. Sirach 12 and 9.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 9. And the prosperity of man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
Read it again.
And the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart. So,
excuse me. I meant Ecclesiastes. My bad. I said Ecclesiastes. I stand corrected. I meant Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 9.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 9. And moreover, Because the preacher was wise.
There it is.
He still taught the people knowledge.
Because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Go ahead.
Yea, he gave good heed. And sought out and set in order many proverbs.
This is why you need to be a part of a body. That's why you need to have elders. That's why you need to seek counsel. I don't need no teacher. I don't need this. That's foolish, man. You run around talking about gathering yourself together, but yet you ain't gathering with nobody. Okay. Good luck with that. And that goes for, because the brother Emmanuel hit me up and told me about a brother that said, I believe it was Emmanuel, that hit me up and told me about the brother who said that he wasn't fellowshipping with nobody because he didn't believe in religion. What the hell? So congregating is that's a religious practice now? Niggas need to check their spirits, man. For real. And that sister Nabi that you had brought up, and told and you were looking for solid precepts on coming together and congregate. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. I should have gave you this one. This is what you give those that don't wish to congregate in fellowship. Give them these precepts I'm about to give you right now.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is.
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is.
But exhorting one another, and so much the more, as ye see the day approaching.
This is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be gathering ourselves together. We're supposed to be assembling ourselves together. Not forsaking the assembling like some people do. We're supposed to be exhorting one another, building one another up, edifying one another. Why? Because that day of the Lord is approaching, and that day when we're going to need each other is approaching. That's what we got to know. Go to Jude chapter. Go to Jude verse 19. That's another one. Jude 19. The book that come right before Revelation. We commanded to gather ourselves together. We commanded to fellowship with one another. How the hell are you going to build a nation if you're not gathering yourselves together? Negroes need to quit, man. And that's why I had to tell a brother out there in Portsmouth, like, brother, you may have had a bad experience with camps in the past. Okay? However, don't let that ruin it for you in the present and in the future. I had a bad camp experience. I didn't allow that to make me say, you know what? I'm not going to congregate with nobody. I ain't fellowshipping, or camps be doing stuff that's off. No, that made me say, you know what? Let me get studied up. Let me get built up in these scriptures so that way I can be built up in his word, so that I can be a teacher, so that I can make a difference, so that I, through the power of the Most High in Christ, can do right what camps have done wrong. I didn't allow a bad camp experience for me to say, to hell with camp life. That's insanity. Jude chapter 1 verse 19.
The book of Jude chapter 1 and verse 19.
Actually, you know what? Start at verse 18.
Verse 18. How that they told you that there should be mockers in the last time, who should walk after their own ungodly lusts. These be they who separate themselves.
These mockers gonna come in these last days. That's what we gotta understand. Walking what? After their own ungodly lusts. They still don't want to be. They still want to not full fledged keep the Sabbath day holy. So because of that, they don't want to congregate. Because somebody gonna point out, you're not keeping the Sabbath, bro. They don't want to congregate for that reason. They don't want nobody to say, man, where's your fringes at? Man, sister, why you not dressed modestly? They want to live like they in a damn Christian church. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. The sister, she go and oh, Sabbath. Then you partying it up and you doing everything else. No, outside, no modest apparel outside of the Sabbath. Them damn Sabbath day Israelites. But she ain't fully part of the body because dysfunction within their body. Our people have to come out of that separatist individual mentality. How the hell are we trying to tell our people about what's going on in our communities, but yet you want to turn a blind eye when it comes down to fellowshipping, but tell us that we should be our own neighborhood watch? Negroes need to quit. Go ahead, read that Jude 19.
These be they who separate themselves, sensual, having not the Spirit.
Those who separate themselves do not have the Spirit of the Most High Christ abiding within them. Period. Period. At all. They don't. Instead of creating a new environment for people to experience how it should be within a camp, you'd rather not be a part of a camp at all. That sounds dumb. That's foolish, to say the least. So at the end of the day, there is dire need for us to have teachers. We need that righteous instruction. At the end of the day, make sure that you study to show yourself approved at the end of the day. That's the only way you're going to come to know and understand and learn whether or not something, to be able to try something in the Spirit by the Spirit. You have to know what the Word said. This Word is spiritual. So you have to try and test people's spirits with the Word of the Most High at the end of the day. So all praise to the Most High for that. Again, shalom.